Hey everybody, it's Benny. We're back here at the table. We're going to go over today the 692 Taurus executive model. There's been a lot of other videos out there that you can see unboxings on them. You can see a lot of the features that they're going to talk about. I really don't like to go over a whole lot of turf because a lot of people have done stuff before me or whatever. So I might point out some of the features that I really like or dislike or something like that, but I'm not going to go over every single detail, how much it weighs or anything like that at this point, other than the box that it comes in. The box that it comes in is pretty nifty. You got these spring-loaded tabs to unlock it. It's fully foam lined, incredibly beautiful plastic for, I guess for plastic, and we're in the plastic era. Give more oil subsidies, but fantastic box that the gun comes in. I thought that was pretty spectacular. The gun also ships with some moon clips to take the 9mm rounds. Unfortunately, with these, I can say I dropped one of them and one of the fingers busted off of it. And I thought, well, we'll use them until no bueno, but they're shady because of that, I thought. So I went to, everybody knows probably this one, TK Custom. I've purchased these for other revolvers over the years. I get a catalog when you do so sometimes. Throwing their name out there because they probably make the best moon clips in the industry as far as I'm aware. And got some stainless steel 9mm moon clips for the 9mm cylinder. And unbeknownst to me, until I watched, tip my hat to him, Day at the Range pointed this out. So I ran out on the internet and bought some as well for a 380 ACP. So we're going to give those a try. You'll see that later in the video. We're going to shoot them up and see if they work. On Day at the Range's video, everything seemed to be all right. Maybe accuracy isn't the best, but we'll see. Back to the gun. As you know, you can push the button, take the cylinder out, and change it out with the 9mm cylinder. Pretty slick. As you can see, maybe you can't in that angle, but got snap caps and all these, so they're all safe. That's what we do when we do a video. So you can take that cylinder out, put in the 9mm one, and you've got those different calibers. Now, along with that is the ports to take care of that Magnum recoil. And I'll tell you, this was a feature that really excited me. The Taurus gun originally was a 692 tracker, I believe. And they came out and they had a rubber grip. I can't remember if it was the same finish or not. It might have been, it might not have been. And I think it was a success for them. And then they went to an executive model. I think, it's a great idea. It's a really nice features, really nice finish, the solid unfluted cylinder, stainless steel. It's kind of like a brushed finish. It's not obviously as polished as the Diamondback SDR. And on that note, I think there is some relationship between these two companies. I don't know if Taurus owns Diamondback or is just affiliated with them or what, because as you know, they both have, as you saw in a prior video that I did, cylinders that you can take out, and you can take this out and clean it, and they've now come out with a 9mm cylinder for the SDR as well. So the trend continues there with changing out for multiple calibers, which is something I really want to touch on here in a little bit. Along with the ports was these beautiful, I believe Altamont makes these grips for them, beautiful grips. Lends a really nice character to the firearm. They do fit nice into your hand. I don't know, I like metal and wood. Beyond that, you can see a lot of the other features in some of the other videos. I'll go over every little detail, how much it weighs, these types of things. The one thing that it's not really a negative, it's just a personality thing that I thought would have been interesting. They did this flat finish on the top strap, which is, the finish over the entire gun. It would have been interesting to maybe put some grooves in there or something like that for glare or something like that, because I really love the brass bead that they have on the front sight. That's old school. Jerry Michalik did that on one of the 625 model that Smith & Wesson did for him. And that's a great gun. I like that. I actually put a brass bead on my Colt Python as well. And it's just something I like. It's an older thing that they did back in the day before they had all the high vis and night vision sights and that type of thing. Brass beads were kind of the in thing, and I kind of like that. I'm old school that way. So with that being said, the reason why I have these other revolvers out here is kind of like a trend that I see that I like, and in that is the multiple caliber aspect. In this Taurus gun, you can get 357 Magnum, you can get 38 Special, you can get the 9mm, and we're going to see if the 380 ACP works or not. But 4 different cartridges in one handgun is pretty slick. I mean, if you wanted one gun to kind of cover the bases in case there's, people talk about ammo scares, this type of thing, it might be worth its weight. I don't know, maybe. And the same, that's where the SDR came into play as well. 9mm, 38 Special, 357 Magnum. And I can only imagine that maybe TK Custom would make a moon clip for the 380 to go in that. Maybe that's what they're looking at there as well. The reason why I have the Ruger LCRX out here is something that Ruger started, I think, well before Taurus and Diamondback got into it. The 327 Federal Magnum allows you to shoot multiple 32 caliber bullets in the same revolver as well. And so that's where I'm kind of bringing them together. This brings the same type of aspect to these firearms that you can fire multiple cartridges. So you've got, whoa, getting away from me. You got a 327 Federal Mag, you got a 32 H&R Magnum. I don't know if you can get all that on camera or not. 32 Smith & Wesson Long. That's as far as the manual will say is recommended from Ruger on this revolver, but I have seen videos where people throw 32 Smith & Wesson Short in there and 32 ACP. I believe it was Day at the Range again that I saw him demo that with 32 ACP in it. So that's, a great value, and again, covers a broad spectrum. I've never quite understood, other than that's the best that they had at the time, the 5-shot J-frame, the 38 Special, the 357 Magnum, and now the trend to get 6 into a small gun, and now definitely 7 in a medium-sized gun without a problem. I think it's great. I know Smith & Wesson as well. I don't have one yet, or I don't have one here. Makes an end frame that'll shoot 8 rounds. So if maybe Taurus is looking towards that, or maybe Smith should try and catch up, because I think it's definitely an added value down the road with these revolvers. They're concealable. You can carry them. You have plenty of firepower for the situation. And if they're out of the ammo that day on the shelf, then you can grab something else. And I think that is awesome. Along all that, we're going to go down and shoot in a little bit. I dug out some 357 Magnum Federal ammo, and the 380 ammo that I'm going to shoot, I'm going to use factory rounds, is this S&B stuff, and 92 grain bullet is what it's at. We're going to give that a whirl. I have some hand loads in that, but we'll stick with the factory ammo on that to make it, more applicable. Not everybody out there hand loads, so we're going to shoot some of that ammo. The 9mm that I'm going to shoot will be my hand load, and the 38 Special as well. So we'll take that out and we're going to put it through its paces, and I want to see if you can see on camera, if you think those ports are helping out at all, see how it shoots in my hand. I'm going to shoot probably single action and everything, just for trying to be a little bit more accurate. The weather's kind of getting crappy out there, so we're going to try and hustle out there and get out there and do it as soon as possible. So I hope, with that being said, that was basically everything that I want to kind of go over with this gun. Like I said, I didn't want to go over in great detail about all the attributes of the sight, the rear sight's adjustable, that type of stuff. Just some things that I really liked about the gun that drew me to the gun, and basically that's it in a nutshell, is those ports, being able to change those cylinders out, the different kinds of ammo that you can shoot, and then the trend that I'm seeing. Ruger's doing it basically with the 32, and the SDR was in the same boat. So now we're going to go outside. We're going to shoot some rounds. Pay attention to what you think is the rise in the recoil aspect at it, and see how it shoots. One of the main things that had come across on the internet, I believe, on the 380 was, because it's got to jump so much, and I'm going to make a point of this, paying attention to this, is it going to tumble? Is it going to affect it? Is it going to wobble? Is it too much of a jump from that cylinder to the cone to the barrel? Obviously, they don't think, they don't have a problem with the 9mm, but they hadn't really marketed it for the 380. I don't know if it's just TK that did it or if Taurus said, hey, go ahead and do that. So it has a lot of questions there, and hopefully we can, see how that works out at the range. So with that, we'll get down there and do some shooting. Hey everybody, this is Benny. Second part of the video here, we're gonna do a little shooting. I put the 9mm cylinder in there, and like we talked in the first part, I'm gonna start with the 380 ACP, and I've got the TK Custom moon clips, and we're gonna see what she's gonna do, if the bullets are gonna tumble on us, or if everything's gonna work and go bang. So here goes nothing. On the target. Well, that's pretty good. All 7 rounds went off, which is nice. No failures there. This is that S&B ammo I was telling you about. So we're gonna go over, we'll take a cut here real quick. Pop out real nice. Moon clips, I dig them. We'll take a cut, we'll go over and look at it. We won't bore you with the trip over to the target and see how bad I did here, or if the rounds tumbled or anything like that. Hey everybody, we're gonna check the target out here. So it looks like terrible shooting in single action for me, a little low, but from what I can tell, I am not seeing any indication that those bullets were tumbling out of there. How accurate is that? Probably me being, you're on camera, shakes you up. Anyway, you're out here shooting away on camera, and this is the best I got on that first one in single action, but I don't see anything that's tumble wise. Are they as accurate as laser beam? No, but most of that's probably me today. But we'll try it again here. We'll go back and shoot some more and see if they fail, or if the same thing happens or not. All right guys, we're gonna come back and we're gonna shoot a few more rounds of those 380 ACPs and see what happens. I only loaded up like 21 rounds, so we'll do a couple more moon clip sets here, and then we'll walk over and look at them again and see what happens here. Mostly see how bad my shooting is today. I think that was 7. Let's do another one. Well, I'll tell you what, guys, 380 out of this gun, that's a piece of cake. And so far, as you saw, no failures there. So hopefully it works that way for everybody. These TK Custom moon clips seem to be doing the job. This ammo is working pretty well in this gun. No failures. Everything went down range for us and fired off. No light primer strikes. So we'll take another trip over there and take a look at this group and see what they look like. All right, let's take a peek at her and see what we got. A little bit better. Kept them up there closer to the X-ring. I'm not seeing any, the reason why I keep coming back to that tumbling thing is I had read about people asking questions. Maybe that was a possibility of happening because of the big jump that bullet's got to make, that type of thing again. But I'm not seeing on this paper and this wood that I got her on that it's, that these rounds are tumbling. Everything looks kosher to me, copacetic. So, there it is, guys. The 380 seems to be a success out of this gun. It's like shooting a pop gun. All right, here we go, fellas. Ladies and gents, I should say. We're gonna try the 9mm. These are my hand loads. That's all I pretty much had on hand. They're 115 grain, round nose. They're a Barry's plated bullet. And I've chronographed them right around 1,200 feet per second, I believe. So we're gonna give them a whirl. They're on the TK Custom Moon Clips as well. Same process, we're gonna shoot some, see if they all go off, see if they work, and just like we did with the 380 ACP. I think that was 7. Yeah. Gotta learn how to count again. Let's try some more. Yeah, I'm going too fast there, even at 10 yards. A little fast, so I need to slow down. But anyway, let's go take a peek at these. All right, we're back and we're gonna check the target out here. A little bit more on center this time. I thought there was a little bit more recoil with the 9mm, but nothing too bad, nothing hard to handle. And I definitely don't see any problems with tumbling or anything like that. Everything's round. Looks like it was working for me, so my hand loads worked in there, and that's great. So the cylinder works. It feeds both the 380 and the 9mm. It worked without a problem. They all extracted easy, and they all went bang. So we're gonna move it back to the 10-yard mark, and we'll start off with some 38 special and hit the target again, and then see what she does. Hey everybody, we're gonna switch to 38 special. Right now we got that 9mm cylinder in there. So we're gonna pop the cylinder out, push the button, take the cylinder out. We'll set her down here. Heck, we'll even put it on the ground. Stainless steel, shouldn't be a problem. The other one's in my pocket. 38 special, 357. Slick as a whip, no problems. So let's shoot a few rounds of 38 special on target and see how she does. Not too bad. We'll take a trip over and look at the target. I think everything worked fine. All right, here we go. We'll take a peek at this target. Not that good. I gotta slow down here. But got them in there, no problems. They all went off. Mild recoil. This is one of my hand loads. So it's 125 grain flat point. I believe they're still Barry's plated bullets, and they're only doing like 800 some feet a second. So I should have done better than that at 10 yards, but single action. But there they are, 7 on target. So we'll go back and we'll try some Magnums now and see what we can do with those. All right, we're all back here. I already loaded her up. We got some 357 Magnum. I scrounged around and found some factory ammo instead of just my hand loads. And they're Federal, American Eagle, jacketed Spire Point, 158 grain. And we'll give them a whirl here. 7 rounds and see what they do. Extracted real easy there, no problems. 7 on, no problem. So we'll go over and take a peek at them, and hopefully we don't get rained on too much. Hey, we're back at the target, and as you can see, everything went on target at one little high there. The most of them went to the left. Firing them a little too quick for single action, I think, with the Magnums there, and pulled them, but that's on me. In this part of the video, you can see we fired all 4 of those cartridges, those different cartridges, the 380, the 9, the 38 Special, the 357 Magnum. You should have been able to tell in the video muzzle rise off of those. 380 and 9mm are almost, well, actually 38 Special too. They're all 3 of them pretty easy on the recoil. 357 Magnum's where it gets really important, and I think that those ports played a part in keeping it off of recoil and being able to come down to the next shot. I thought they do help. There's not a whole lot coming back into your hand. It's not painful, and other than grip slippage or not keeping a tight grip on those wood grips, I think it really helps. And I think the gun does a really good job. I think it's been well designed. It's a great idea. I think Taurus is really doing a good job in pushing the revolver market. You know, a 7-shot mid-frame, L-frame, I guess you could say, like the Smith & Wesson, is a really good carry gun, and it kept them all down so you could really get back on target and shoot another round. So I hope that everybody enjoyed the video so far, and if there's any questions, please leave them in the comments. Give me likes, subscribes, tell me what you're thinking. Tell me if you like the video, if you like the content, if there's anything that you can see that maybe you'd rather see when it comes to what we're doing here. I would really appreciate it. Isn't that right, Penny?
That's right, Benny.